What's going on, everyone? What up, what up? It's your girl, Miss DJ Hoodie, getting at you guys with another Re-Up podcast episode. In today's episode, we are doing this in my office. Today is April 10th, 2025, and I got 2 more days left. My last 2 days of being 39 years old, but we'll get to that in probably another episode. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about 2 things that are obviously delivery, gig work, delivery driver stuff. Okay. Gosh, I don't even know which one to start with. I guess I'll start with the most what I think people don't think of, right? And I'm pretty sure it happens a lot. People are getting reported, because the customer, they just don't look around their porch. And let me tell you something. People, if you are ordering packages, if you are ordering groceries, oh my gosh, and like especially at nighttime, oh my gosh, like it's just the worst. You guys are the worst. Let me just say that. You are not helping us drivers out when you are ordering delivery in the evening. And I get it. Sometimes when you place your order early in the morning, you think that you're going to get it by the afternoon, things like that. But like, I actually, this is going to be hard to explain. Okay, so let me just say that the order, and I'm going to get into this, the order that I had to bring back, that I tried taking back that particular night that I picked up, I had to bring it back the next day. But if you guys order Walmart delivery, they come with those square stickers, right? I picked up that order like at 8:30 or maybe 8 o'clock. The sticker said that particular item got ordered or got placed at 7:15 in the morning, and I had just picked up that particular package at 8 to 8:30 that night. So I get it. You're thinking that you're gonna get your package early in the day in broad daylight if you ordered at 7:15 in the morning. Obviously, that didn't happen, right? So his order would be considered late. It's not my fault, only because I was just appointed that offer or that delivery. They just either had a hard time finding or mapping out the driver's route, okay? Or maybe they just got swamped with their own Walmart couriers, because we're just kind of like a second option, right? Because we use our own vehicles. We are independent contractors. Okay, so let me go back to the original story. So I'm out doing that particular delivery. I got 12 deliveries to drop off. And mind you, the pay was like $45, maybe $43, right? To deliver 12 packages. I'm cool with that. I love doing deliveries like that. Like, I like where you get a bunch of packages and you just don't stop. I like those kinds of deliveries. So, the package that I'm talking about that got ordered at 7:15, the reason why I had to bring it back was because the motherfucker Steven, okay, calling this dude out by his name, did not provide a gate code. And mind you, I am doing deliveries between 8:30 to the end of my scheduled block, which is supposed to be at 10 o'clock. That's the time that they're expecting me to drop off the last package, is by 10 o'clock. Motherfucker didn't have a gate code for me, so I had to return it back to the store. Okay, now that package is sitting in my car. Okay, I continue on with my route. I came across this one that was to an apartment complex. Again, it's dark. And, you know, I'm well equipped. I'm well prepared. You know, I have apps to pinpoint, you know, the apartments and, you know, especially apartments. And so I had to go upstairs, went upstairs with the package. And again, it's at an apartment complex. They encourage us to put it in a place where other people that are, you know, walking by or that live next door, you know, like their neighbors, won't be able to see it, so it could avoid their packages being stolen. Okay, when I got to the second floor, first of all, their porch stunk like piss. Okay, very fucking disgusting. Another thing, and yes, I'm gonna blame you people that order deliveries and you're giving us like instructions like, I expect you to bring my packages and put it on this thing or put it behind this pillar or this column. Make sure that, you know, like there's all these fucking requests, right? But they make it impossible to get to those places, right? But anyways, back to hiding the packages so that other people won't steal it. Okay, this person had like a baby stroller that was in back of the door, the front door. And so I put the package in the stroller so that the neighbor wouldn't be able to see it. Okay, and I took a picture of the package in the stroller. You can clearly see the package in the stroller in the picture. It was well fucking lit. They had their porch light on, and I had my flashlight. It's a clear fucking picture of where I left the package. Okay, took the picture and I started making my way down, got into the car, and I look back up at the apartment that I was just at. I see a girl standing there, like she was looking around, like she was overlooking the parking lot. She wasn't really looking around in her porch area, right? But she casually puts her arms, like, you know, like when you're leaning on the, you know, like on the gate, like just casually, like you're smoking a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Like she was leaning. She had her forearms on the gate, looking like she was just getting some air or something. And I think she was trying to pretend like she wasn't panicking that she didn't find her package. I rolled down the window and Rob, my husband, was like, you know, like, don't say nothing to her, you know, because we didn't know, you know, because I was like, yeah, but she probably thinks that I took her package. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know drivers do this. Drivers, you too. You're not off the fucking hook. There's a lot of fucking drivers out there that would put the package down, take a picture, and then take the package back if they see that there are no like Ring doorbell cameras. Like fucking drivers will do that. This house did not have a camera, but I don't do that, right? So Rob's like, don't say nothing, she'll find it. And I'm just like, yeah, but people are so fucking stupid. They don't know what the fuck is on their porch. They're not gonna see it. And then if they don't see it, they're gonna get on the app, they're gonna report me, they're gonna mark it stolen, and then it's gonna reflect on me. It's gonna be my ass. Even they could report me and then be like, oh shit, I found it. There's no way you can take it back. Right? Like they're not gonna fucking call them and be like, oh, I just reported this driver. I thought they stole my package, but I found it. I want to correct this. No fucking body is going to do that. Nobody is. So I rolled down my window and I called up to her and I asked her, did you find your package? And she's looking around like a dumbass, like, and like she's looking around in her porch. And then I said, it's in the stroller. And she turns around, she's like, ow. And then she like runs to the stroller. Like there was no thank you or no nothing. And I'm just like, fucking stupid dumb bitch. Because I know she would have reported me. She would have been like, I didn't receive my package. It's stolen. She stole it. Even though I sent them a picture. But see, it goes to their email. I think it goes to the app, but I don't think people check their apps, right? Like they just get the text that their order was dropped off. They're not gonna go into the app to look at the picture. They're not gonna go into their email to check the picture. They're going off of a quick text directly to their phone. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's fucked up, but that's just how it is. That's just how people work. But I knew I had to speak up and say something because I would have been reported. Even if they found it later. Like they would be like, oh shit. And then they're just going to be like, oh well. And not giving a fuck that they're costing me my job. They're not going to care as long as they got their shitty package. So, man, like it's really hard because not everyone goes through that experience of someone walking out way later and you catching them and you're catching them, you're watching them look around for it, and then you have the choice, you have the option to step out of your car or roll down the window and yell out like, yo, your package is behind the chair, or your package is in that basket over there, like, because you're just doing your job, protecting their package from people that are looking. It could be your next door neighbor, it could be a neighbor across the street, it could be somebody just walking their dog and being like, oh, I see a package, I'm gonna run up there and snag it, and I don't live on this block, I don't live on this street, and I could just get away with it. You just don't know how people are gonna do, so you're just hiding it or putting it in a safe place where no one's gonna know that you have a package and they're just gonna come up and take it. You don't want that to happen, so you hide it. That's what they tell us to do. But again, people they're not gonna go into their email, they're not gonna go into the app, nothing. So yeah, if you really want to cover your ass, and I know a lot of customers tip bait. If you don't know what tip baiting is, it's like they'll tip you, like let's say they'll tip you ahead of time $5. They tip you $5 and they take away your tip after you drop it off. I don't know why they allow people 24 hours to change their tip. That's fucked up. We should be able to keep our tips, but at the same time, I do understand why people can have the option to take back their tip if, let's say, they didn't receive all of their items and they're really suspecting that or like they got caught on camera where someone has taken it, or you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to appear like I'm the one taking stuff. So another thing that I fucking hate, and this last night, oh my gosh, last night it was a fucking worst. I picked up 3 pickups, and it was a lot of items for all 3 pickups, right? And these fucking kids that go around Walmart, bagging them, they're picking the items for pickup. They're picking them off their shelves. They put one thing, like one candy bar, in one plastic bag. One little swallow of mouthwash. One little teeny tiny bottle, like a swallow bottle, like a travel size mouthwash, a swallow in its own little bag. One thing in one bag, one thing in one bag, one thing in one bag. And oh my gosh, we Americans, we are so fucking wasteful. We fucking are. But anyways, they don't think to put like this bag, this bag, this bag, this bag, this bag of one thing into one big bag, right? But it's better if they take out all of the things out of these bags and put them all into like one bag. They don't fucking do that. I had to reorganize everything in my trunk. And the way they load up the car, the trunk, because they're supposed to help assist, they just throw everything in your trunk and they're just like, okay, well, here's a sticker, bye. And then they leave. And it's like, no, 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 no. You come back over here and you fucking help me rearrange everything. It's frustrating. It's fucking frustrating. But my point is that I rearrange everything before I leave the store. Because if I'm going to be parked outside your house, then try to organize everything, it looks like I'm going through your stuff, stealing them. And you have your cameras pointed at me. Fuck that. You're not going to get me for some shit that you think that I'm doing, that I'm not, But, because when I get to the place, I just want to grab everything, drop it, take my picture, and bounce. You're not going to fucking accuse me of stealing, going through your shit, nothing. It's so fucking frustrating. It is. And again, I know everybody doesn't have the choice to, again, tell somebody like where you actually like put it, unless the person like goes into their email and stuff. So the only time people go into their email or into the app is if they can't find it at first glance. And it's like, first of all, pick up your fucking patio. Oh my gosh, another thing I forgot to tell you guys is that everybody's fucking porch is trashed. There are water hoses all over, like they're not, coiled up, put aside, like they're tripping hazards, it's dangerous. People have like, those, what are they? They're like the brick tiles that, they inlay into the ground, right, as like a stepping stone. Those are all cracked and unruly. You could fucking slip and trip and, like it's not laid out evenly. People have ramps, like if somebody in the house has like a wheelchair, like they have ramps, and it can be quite difficult to climb up one of those, or like go up one of those. When you are handling like a bunch of things all at once. And I encourage you, if you're a driver, just go back and make another like a second trip. I know you want to make everything all in one go, but like we are talking about your safety. If you fucking fall on their property, they are not really like responsible almost. You know what I'm saying? That's why we are independent contractors. We need to have like medical insurances that is going to cover us due to slips and falls and things like that. And, you could be looking to sue somebody, but like, I just don't see that fucking happening, right? Because You know, people have their shitty ways of getting away with shit, and your customer that you're dropping off to could just be one of those. And yeah, like, oh, you think you're gonna get me? Like, you know, and then they call you stupid for not fucking like being careful and things like that when they're the ones that can't fucking pick up. But you know, you could get the HOA on them. You know, like you could do everything in your fucking power, but like that shit could take years. It could take years, and you're the one hurting. You're the one with a disability now. You don't know if it's a short-term or long-term disability. And it's all for just a couple bucks making a delivery. You know, I have made deliveries to people's houses where their wooden steps were all fucked up. It was a fucking, like, you need insurance to fucking go to somebody's front door. And another thing too is, I think I talked about this before, but like, there are customers that are like, I expect you to drop off my delivery at my door. Do not drop it at the gate. Do not drop it at the garage, because if you do, you will lose your tip. You know, like they start dangling your tip, the money that you earned. They start dangling your money in front of you. If you don't do what I say, then say goodbye to your tip. And then they have the fucking nerve to say good luck, as if it's a fucking game. Fuck all that. Like, yeah, customers will fucking try you. It's that fucked up. Yeah, it's so fucking, like, they expect too fucking much. Before I get too pissed off. Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is that last order that was sitting in my car that I had to take back to Walmart. So I didn't know, and I probably should know because I'm a fucking driver, but I've had no issues before, right? But apparently the Walmart that I went to, that, you know, where I picked up the order from and taking that one order back, they quit doing curbside at 10 o'clock. It's not my fault, only because on that app it says you can choose when to end your shift. I chose to end my shift at 11 p.m. Why the fuck are they saying, well, we close up at 10 o'clock? Well, on the fucking app, it says 11 o'clock. So is that my fault for assuming that we can work and still pick up orders be a little bit before 11 o'clock? Get your fucking shit together. But anyways, so I show up like at 10:30 because my shift again was supposed to end at 10, but I got stuck at the fucking gate. Oh, I'm not gonna talk about that old fucking hag that was watching me on the fucking map and didn't fucking answer the phone when I fucking called her to ask her exactly where she was. Fucking old bitch. But anyway, I show up at 10:30 and I checked in. You know, I put what parking number I was sitting at for them to come outside and retrieve the package. No one fucking came out for like 15-20 minutes, and I was like, what the fuck? So I call the store and they were like, oh, you can come back tomorrow. So I was like, okay, I'm done with this shit, because I was supposed to get paid $46 or something like that. And at that point, it wasn't worth it because it's going into the next fucking day, right? And I did all that shit for no pay, and I won't be paid until the next day. So skipping ahead, I parked at curbside and nobody was coming out. I was sitting out there again for 15, damn near 20 minutes. I pulled some bitch aside and I was like, yo, help me with this. She was like, oh, well, let me go inside and ask. She comes back out and she's just like, oh, well, we don't see it in our system. So you can just call support. Like that, like they don't want to deal with nothing. They don't. They don't want to deal with you. They don't want to go into their computer system and find out, like really find out what's going on. They're just like, oh, call support. Fuck you, bitch. Since no one fucking done anything, I had no choice but to call support. Called support. I didn't understand what the fuck this bitch was talking about. And they're reading a prompt. They're reading a fucking computer screen that's telling them to read it to me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she was like, oh, well, you can just go inside the store and like give. And I said, well, they fucking know what's going on, because I'm sick and tired of explaining it to you, to explaining it to the motherfucker on the phone last night, and the bitch that just came outside. Like, I'm sick of saying the whole fucking thing, same shit over and over and over. And she was just like, I understand your frustration. No, you don't. Bitch, no, you don't. The only way you know is unhappy drivers like us bitching you out. You ain't out here in these Walmart Spark streets. I hung up on the bitch and I was like, all right, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to raise all fucking hell. Come to find out, there was another lady that was a Spark driver, and she did the shopping, and I guess they shut down like the whole highway. So she had no choice but to bring it back. I guess they weren't opening the highway for like a couple hours, and she had items that could like melt or thaw out. So she had no choice to bring them back. And I was like, bitch, I was here first, because she was behind me and she tried using her fucking cart to get ahead of me. And I would, like, we were talking and like getting along and stuff, but when I fucking saw what she was trying to do, I fucking shoved her cart out of the way. And I'm just like, yeah, I've been here since last night. You're gonna fucking help me now. And she tried cutting me off and cutting off the motherfucker that was trying to help me. And she was like, oh, well, I'm already in the system. So that guy, well, I was so pissed when the guy took care of her first. And she's just like, oh, take care. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. But it was so crazy because the dude just pressed one thing on my phone and the whole thing went away. And I was like, what the fuck? Because every time that I tried pressing it, like, the whole thing would just turn red. And I told him that. I was like, I've been pressing this motherfucker since I got here. And you press it and it just went away. And he was like, I don't even know what the fuck I did. So, but he did tell me, like, yeah, like, at curbside, we're pretty much out of that section of the store at like 10 o'clock. So everybody left at 10. And I didn't think to tell him about the, like, well, you guys say that we can work at this store till 11. So you guys better fucking fix that. Because you guys got us thinking, because, like, there were times that I turned the app on from 10 to 11. And I got no fucking orders. And that's the fucking reason why. Having me sitting in a parking lot looking stupid like a motherfucker didn't fucking tell us. But anyways. So yeah, that's, I don't even know if it's smart to work at, I don't know if other Walmarts are like this that operate the same time, but like, it's kind of making me feel like I probably shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't pick up blocks or, you know, orders like after 9 or something like that if they close at 10. Because there is a slight fucking chance that I'll have no gate code. Like, I'll have nothing, right? But homeboy did confirm a thought. When you return food, they throw everything out. Because the lady, she was like, oh yeah, I shot for this order and, you know, you might have to restock it. And the guy was like, no, we take back the food, but like we just end up throwing away everything. So I was gonna be like, well, but yeah, they throw away the food if it's returned. So yeah, that these things is, people think that like gig work is like something easy. It can be, but you run into obstacles like this one. Like if it's not the customer, it's the fucking store. It's the fucking employees. They don't know nothing and they don't want to put up with your ass. Like they just don't care. They're just there for a paycheck. They're not there sincerely wanting to help anybody because they know the ins and outs, and like they could use their knowledge to help others in the store, like for people that really don't know things, and like they're almost embarrassed for the person that they like want to help. Like they're not there for that. They're there because that's their first fucking job ever, and the first company that will ever hire, to get their hands on these kids and dig their claws deep into these kids, and make them believe that, oh yeah, your home is here, your career, your life, your whole life is, like it's like your whole life or Walmart's life could revolve around them, when really it's the other fucking way around. They fucking use these motherfuckers, and they're using us, and I know a lot of people probably listening to this and, wow, why the fuck do you work over there? Because as long as I know that, and I know where the fuck, like knowing the truth about something, they're not gonna fucking get me. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that sucks is like when you asking for help as a worker and they don't really help you. That's the only thing. But it's like, I've done the fucking job, give me my fucking money. You know what I mean? And I hate to have that attitude, but like, yo, I see what you're doing to me, and I see what you're doing to all these kids and all these elder people. Like you got everybody thinking that like you have their backs, but really they're blaming you for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like they value the customers' money over you. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll value the cost, the price of a pack of bubble gum. And I'm talking 5 sticks of bubble gum in a 5 quantity pack, over somebody that has worked there 45 years. They will fire a motherfucker that's dedicated their labor, their time, their efforts, everything, their help, everything. 45 years. They'll do away with that over like they'll value a pack of gum over 45 years of loyalty. That's how they operate. Oh my gosh, it's frustrating, you guys. Like it really is. They can deny it, but that's what they do. And I was trying to tell that bitch on the phone. She was like, "Oh, well, you can just chat with someone on the app." And I'm like, "Who? It's a fucking bot." Like, you're not getting a real person. Before they used to be like, "Hi, thank you for contacting. You're speaking with so-and-so. How can I help you? Or give me your information and what you're contacting us about." No, it gives you 4 fucking options, and what you need them for the most, like your issue, isn't on there. So it'll take you around in a fucking circle. And then they're just like, "Oh, is there any, like," they'll send you like a link and they're like, "Oh, check there. How did we do? Did we help?" And if you put no, they take you right back to the fucking menu. And you only have 3 options. Trust me, I pressed all fucking 3 of them or 4 of them. Shit, right back to, you don't get to talk to a person. Like, you're not chatting with a person. You're chatting with a fucking bot. I was fucking lucky that I even reached this bitch. But she's reading off a prompt. Bitch, you're still not helping. But they don't care. They don't fucking care. But anyhow, just so you guys know, if you guys are picking up and trying to return something, supposedly after hours, yeah, good luck dealing with that shit the next fucking day. That's all I can tell you. No one knows how to fucking do anything. Everybody's fucking clueless. Like the dude, he pressed a button. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck I did. Yeah, I know. I know you don't. None of you guys do. So how are you team lead? Team leader? Beats me. You're just team leader because you're available. You're too available. Sorry, dude. I mean, he's a cool dude. But I don't believe you're appointed something because of your knowledge. I think it's because you're like friendly. Because he's a cool dude. You know, I think his name was Anthony or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Poor guy. But anyhow, that is it for this episode of bullshit with fucking Walmart Spark. But it's the truth. Shit. And yeah, when I got paid what I was supposed to get paid, I don't think I was compensated for the return. Like they say that you are. And that you will be. But I don't buy that. I didn't see it. But anyhow, I hope you guys learned something, because I really want to give you guys some takeaways. And yeah, I really do appreciate you guys pressing play. I hope all of this has helped. And you guys can look out for it. If you guys are concerned with the closing times, I think it would be good to ask an associate if they fucking even know. And tell them to their faces. If they say, like, I don't know, just fucking tell them, kid, you're supposed to know. How is it that you don't know? You should know these things. Make them feel like shit. Because, you know, they just be fucking up everybody's order. They don't bag anything properly. They throw everything in your fucking trunk without being mindful of not squishing the bread or cracking the eggs, or all the cupcakes are flipped upside down and they all got frosting everywhere. They don't fucking care. Make them feel like shit. Oh my gosh. They're just kids. Fresh out of fucking high school. That's their first fucking job. Can't even fucking do it right. Nobody's teaching them right. They're just teaching them like how to do it. Oh my god. It's all downhill, man. They don't fucking care. And people spend however much money for Walmart Plus to get free delivery and all of these things. And this is how Walmart is doing them too. It's not just to us drivers, it's to their customers. Because customers, you know, they're trusting us to, you know, service them, right? And they're tipping us. And if we do our jobs right and we communicate with them, they're not going to tip bait you. You know, if you communicate, let them know what's going on, that their delivery's on their way and things like that. Because I keep all my tips, and my tips actually go up. So I know I'm doing it right. It's the fucking store. It's the employees, these kids. You know, because I'm reorganizing everything. And I'm packing them in a good way. Because I've had customers approach my vehicle and they look inside my trunk and they're like, oh my gosh, you are so organized. And I'm like, yes, I am. Because I take every fucking job that I have and that I'm doing very fucking seriously. Okay? So I'm telling you, do it like that. It don't really hurt to go the extra mile. This is a kickback, chill job. Yes, it has its obstacles, but you're learning. And you will get rewarded. That way, if you keep doing it over and over and over, you'll know what to do. And when it happens, that's a breeze. Thank you so much for tuning in and pressing play. Don't forget to add, rate, comment, subscribe, follow, and share. And I will check you guys in the next Re-Up podcast episode. Peace.